is players too.
Good morning, and good morning. Welcome to the next episode of Girls Are Players Too. I am the bubbly mama.
I'm the recovering daughter over here, and when I say recovering, I'm sleepy, y'all. It's early. I think I'm still operating on West Coast time because, my goodness.
Yeah, it gets you. It does get you, especially when you think, you like, okay, like it's 6 o'clock where I am, but it's 4 somewhere else. And your body is like, I'm hungry or I'm tired
Yes,
or something. Yeah,
yes.
I understand. I understand.
But we here and we back. Happy Thursday, y'all. Happy Thursday.
All right, so let's get into this episode. We do have some news to share. That again, we record on Mondays and Thursdays, and it's like Monday is a lifetime ago. But on Monday, we did lose a significant Hall of Famer in the world of Major League Baseball. Ryne Sandberg passed away Monday, and he had a prostate cancer. 65 years old, Hall of Famer, big time player with the Chicago Cubs, just fan favorite, Major League Baseball favorite. And I know Dr. Muscala, I got to mention her, shout out to her. She is probably the biggest Cubs fan I have ever met.
In life.
Being from Milwaukee, when the Cubs came to Milwaukee to play, there were like more Cubs fans in the stands than Milwaukee Brewer fans.
Yeah.
But certainly want to extend condolences to his family, to Major League Baseball. I mean, he represented all the good that is from an athlete, from a franchise player, from someone who speaks volumes into what it takes to be a professional, and he was good.
Yeah. And so when you think of Chicago sports, you think of the likes of Michael Jordan, Walter Payton, and Ryne Sandberg. So
Absolutely.
is he's in great company with those athletes, and again, as a Hall of Famer, we just want to send condolences to the family and the Major League Baseball organization. He was a legend.
That's for sure, for sure. So on Monday, we also kind of teed up our audience with better tune in. Deion Sanders had a press conference on Monday with his
Yep.
medical team. And there were rumors that he was going through some type of health issue. At one point, some people said he was missing, didn't know where he was. But he actually revealed to the world that he went through bladder cancer.
Mm-hmm. Yep, had it removed.
Had his bladder
And
removed.
had his bladder removed, and so social media and things just get around, so you were able to actually see the preparation and just getting him into the operating room, what that looked like. So yeah, just sending some well wishes and speedy recovery. I don't even know the recovery time for that, but it seems that everything is on the up and up now since he's had that removed. So just sending prayers to, the Sanders family and Deion as he figures out, just what things look like as the college season is slowly getting underway. So,
Well, one
yeah.
thing about Deion is, his presence, his persona
Yes.
definitely takes over.
Yes.
But he has had a significant amount of health issues in the last couple years.
Mm-hmm.
And whether you like him, you don't like him, you are tired of him or whatever, he just is one that is going to show himself. He's going to
Yeah.
show you how
Yep.
what he is, who he is. And for as phenomenal of an athlete that he was, and now in the coaching realm, you know, he doesn't smoke,
Mm.
he doesn't drink, he doesn't curse. He's very, very, very faithful and very spiritual in his commitment to God. But he's a father, And he had to kind of keep this under wraps because his sons were going through the
Yeah.
draft and there was a lot of stuff happening with his kids. He recently became a grandfather. His daughter Shalomi, she revealed that she has diabetes, some
Mm.
form of diabetes. And so, I mean, there's a lot that you have to deal with. But for him to always have a camera in his face and for people to always want to have something to say, he's still a human. And I respect the man that he is and tries to exude, because so
Mhm.
many things happen to professional athletes. And then the other side of it is, oh, he's a jerk. Okay, well,
Right.
people might think that about him, but there's still a human side to him.
Yeah, there is. And I mean, you think of just fathers, in the league, we talk about LeBron James, and he's one that is he doesn't take fatherhood lightly. And so being in the spotlight, I mean, he has the name prime time for a reason. Um to go from an athlete to a coach, and then you're coaching your sons, and they're, all the things that you just mentioned that's happening, it's just like, this man, give him a break, give him some grace, give him a break, because he is still a human and he is a father. So, just again, speedy recovery for Deion, because I just love watching him, like, because he does come just as he is, no gimmicks, no nothing. So yeah, just hoping and praying everything with him and his family, just moves in the right direction.
Well, he's back on the sidelines. They opened their preseason workouts and whatnot for college football as well, and he's there. And he's packed his coaching staff with some big time heavy hitters. Warren Sapp joined his team,
Mhm.
his coaching staff. Marshall Falk, joined his staff. And then I just heard that Brian Leftwich joined his quarterback staff, which, I mean, he's not playing. Like, he really, truly is trying to let y'all know he knows what he's doing. So,
Yeah,
again, we want to give a shout out to Deion because, like I said, we teed
yeah,
y'all up and said y'all better tune in. So,
we gonna give it up for that, because
okay. Okay. All right. So as we move into more updates from the NFL, Brittany, like, it's training camp and like everybody getting hurt.
everybody is hurt.
Remember when we talked about Allen Iverson practice? What is practice? Well, practice is literally like hurting people, like for real. So last week, opening day of training camp, Justin Fields, the new quarterback for the Jets, he got hurt. He dislocated a toe. And it's like, wait a minute. As a quarterback, you gotta be able to plant and move,
Right,
like, but
right.
somebody stepped on his foot and he got hurt.
It's not funny, but in the context of what we're talking about, it's quite hilarious.
Correct.
So
He said it's quite hilarious. Yeah.
it is, and he'll, I won't say he's fine, but he is,
He is
expected to
fine. Like,
return.
he's
Yeah,
back.
he
He,
is.
he was only
Is
out for a couple days, if that. And now they have a covering over his foot, they said it was like a steel toe, but it's plastic, but it's like, I mean, it's like follies and faux pas just seem to follow Justin Fields, like, for
yeah,
real. So,
yeah,
but he is back on the sideline, so it's good to see. Xavier Worthy, receiver with the Chiefs, he suffered a concussion, so he's out for some days or whatnot so that they can reevaluate
bright
him.
light, the bright lights.
Now, this injury happened. This didn't happen in preseason, but Najee Harris, um, who's a well-known player from they used to play with
Yes.
Pittsburgh, he suffered an eye injury as a result from the 4th of July festivities. So I mean, like, was he trying to? I don't know. Like, he was
He was
looking into
doing
the
the
light with.
fireworks himself and didn't move in time. I don't know, like, cause how does that? Just let the people across the water or wherever you watch your shows, just let them do it, because you don't hear about it often, but it happens quite often that people are losing fingers and eye injuries and things like that because they're standing right over it, like waiting, like, what happened? Why didn't it go? And then it booms in their face. So, okay, Najee.
But he's with a new team, so it's like he can't even get started with that
No,
because he's still dealing with
he's a
that. But
pirate.
I mean, I wear glasses, so I know the eye is a very sensitive part of the body. So I just hope that he's able to recover from that, because that,
Yeah.
yeah. Um, then we moved to the Cowboys, Trayvon Diggs, and we mentioned him in our last episode that he was kind of upset because they cut his salary.
Yep.
They cut his salary because of performance, whatever. But he's now injured. He had a knee injury. He plays cornerback for the Cowboys, so it's like, can y'all just leave this dude alone? Like, can he get his mojo back? Because I mean, he's going to be a significant part of their defense, and he
Absolutely.
missed a big part of last year because of his injuries.
Yeah, and he was also in the news for personal reasons. He just had a child, so it's a lot of things going on. So, like you said, leave that man alone. Let him let him figure
now,
it out.
now the Houston Texans, Joe Mixon, he actually just got hurt in preseason, and he's out with an ankle injury. But he's out throughout most of preseason. So,
hmm
but again, he's a professional. He's been around for the league for a few years. So
Yeah.
hopefully that he's able to recover. The Ravens, Isaiah Likely, who is just a vital part of their organization, he fractured his foot. Now, when you say somebody fractured their foot and then they have surgery, you like, oh man, ooh. But they say he probably will be back by week 1, which
Yeah.
is like 5 weeks from now.
Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting how those injuries work. Think about a fracture or anything. And people say a break is better than. So he'll be back. So there we go.
Yeah, yeah, and they said he had surgery, so I guess put it in the cast, let it heal and whatnot.
Yeah.
Now the Browns suffered one of the worst injuries, and we've been talking about this lately because we witnessed it with Tyrese Halliburton, but Martin Emerson Jr. for the Cleveland Browns, he tore his Achilles.
Mm, 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 mm. I hate hearing that because you just know what comes with that. Like Dr. Muscala said, it's like a year and a half type of thing recovery. So it's
And these are young
hey,
young men. I mean,
yeah,
these are young
yeah,
people. So but like I said, it's it's preseason. Like, it's training camp. So,
it's practice,
what
practice.
what we talking about? Practice?
Talking about
It
practice.
must be going down in practice, because we certainly want to get these guys healed, because it certainly makes for better stories, better just better opportunities for player development,
Yeah,
if you're
yeah,
able to be available for your team. So we
right.
just we pray that all these guys get hurt, and obviously there's a lot. There are a lot of injuries. Like, when I went through the list of injuries, like, every team had a significant injury.
At
So,
17.
but right, these were just a few that we wanted to highlight. So, all right. Now we've been kicking off like these different segments, right? So we have our we coined a phrase, the weekend recap. So we know we got that, right? And then a couple episodes we introduced retro stories brought to light. And these were things that maybe or people that were in the past that we've wanted to spotlight, but they, their stories are from yesteryear, and we're bringing it to light. We got a new segment today called Boys Behaving Badly.
Ooh,
Yeah.
I like that.
And the thing about it for me is we have a podcast called Girls Are Players Too. And the reason why we try to the reason why we went with that name was women seem to always take a back seat in sports when it comes to
Mm-hmm.
performance and money and brand awareness, marketing. But the men, because they're men, their names are going to be blasted all over the
Yeah.
place. And there has to be a level of prestige, a level of respect, a level of common sense that you have to endure, like to showcase when you become a professional athlete. So we
Mm-hmm.
do want to start to say when we go through these in America, you are innocent until proven guilty. So we'll start with that, okay? So we're not saying that these people are guilty because they have not been tried in the court of law yet. But what you out here doing?
And why are you out here doing it if you are? So, with that being said, Gilbert Arenas is in the news with gambling, some gambling issues or what have you. He was arrested, um,
Did you
and
say
it's just
arrested?
arrested, handcuffed. You know what I'm saying? Um, for a gambling situation. And Gilbert Arenas has kept himself relevant on different podcasts, just giving different takes and things here and there. His son unfortunately is in playing basketball, doing very well, and he was recently hit with an injury bug. So the Arenas family is still relevant. And now, to hear Gilbert, who was a huge Washington Wizards like sharpshooter, is in the news for a gambling situation.
But Brittany, it
What?
was right. Okay, so this happened between 2021 and 2022. He's alleged to have been operating an illegal gambling ring out of his home.
Dang.
Yes. so so he was charged with one count of conspiracy to operate an illegal gambling business, one count of operating an illegal gambling business, and one count of making false statements to federal investigators. So like
Dang.
it's like, you playing poker at home, and like y'all got big money on the table clearly, but I mean this is a federal offense. And as a parent, like, I just always try to live my life that whatever I did, I never wanted to bring shame to my parents or my kid, because your kids are known because of who you are. And so, especially, when you talk about a Gilbert Arenas, his playing days are over, but he's, as you mentioned,
Mm-hmm.
he's been able to stay topical because he has an opinion, he has a podcast. But what are you doing? Now, again, this is
Yeah,
from 21, 22, so
right.
this happened already, but things that you do can still follow you.
Yeah, and it's interesting because he gives different takes, and other athletes are now doing podcasts and things, and you hear them talking about these big poker games that they were in, going to each other's homes and all of that, whether it's in off season or they're traveling to that opposing team, and these things are happening. So it's just like, dang, you you got these big old thing parties and poker games or whatever it may be going on, and man, they got you.
Yeah.
Allegedly, they
All right,
got you.
all right. So we moved to Marcus Morris Sr., basketball player, another NBA player. He got arrested at the airport in Miami, Florida, and he was
Mm-hmm.
with like his family. His family was with him.
Family
Um,
vacation ruined.
yes. Now he is alleged to he has a felony fraud charge for writing a check with insufficient funds.
Now, if you want to dig a little deeper, he has a twin, Markeith. I don't know if it's a twin telepathy thing, but he's like, man, that ain't real. Now, what is real is he's also alleged to have an outstanding something with a casino, more gambling things. So it's interesting how that story turned, writing a bad check and having an outstanding marker with a casino is very different. But like I said, I don't know if it's a twin telepathy thing where he's like, "No, nah, my brother didn't do that, but he did this," or or this is what really it is. So I don't know. But again, players gambling, players, we talk about a couple episodes ago, players and with financial struggles and things of that. Why are you writing bad checks?
Right, but
Checks that your
that's like check writing 101. If you don't have the money, don't write the check, like, or
don't.
get the and so again, innocent until proven guilty. I'm sure there's more that's going to come out, but he got arrested. He has a mugshot,
Clank
and
clank.
that's what for me is and especially in front of your family, like that had
Yeah,
to be
yeah.
just, again, we hope that whatever the issue is, you can clear this up, because he too now has moved into um these,
Commentating.
yes, commentating,
Analyst.
exactly. So you're in a second career now, and you don't want to lose that opportunity, especially to be able to continue to provide for your family given the money that you've
Yeah.
made over your professional career. All right, Shannon Sharp.
By the way, people, this is my little pub to let you know that the Hall of Fame for the football Hall of Fame happens today. It happens today.
Is
And
it
why we
today?
mentioned Shannon
The
Sharp, it
football
is
game is
today.
today. Okay, okay.
I don't know if the announcement. I could be saying the wrong thing. Maybe it's Monday, but I know I saw that announcement, or just letting you all know who's being inducted into the Football Hall of Fame is
Well, the
today.
actual induction is Saturday, but the Hall of Fame game is today.
It's
So,
today. Okay.
yes,
Okay.
the
So I
Hall
know
of Fame
something of the
game
Hall
is
of Fame.
today, but the actual induction, where the four players that were that became that were on the roll this year for induction, they will be enshrined on Saturday. Yes.
Why we mentioned Shannon Sharp? Because outside of all the things he's doing, because he's innocent until proven guilty, all of that good stuff, his brother, his older brother, Sterling Sharp, is being inducted. And Shannon Sharp was just fired, parted ways with ESPN, and all of many of you know what's going on with Shannon Sharp. We talk about family legacies and just how you make your parents proud or siblings or what have you. Your brother is being inducted, and his whole message was, I'm okay with parting ways with ESPN. It's just the fact that it happened when my brother is being inducted. Like, I don't want to overshadow or overstage your moment. And it's like, then stop doing what you're doing.
Well, right. But all right, so we got to make sure to let the people know what happened. So Shannon Sharp, earlier this year, Shannon Sharp allegedly had an Instagram recording of him and some woman in a sex capade and panting and saying her name and all this other stuff. And it was like, oh yeah, whatever. My somebody I hit record by mistake, and it's like whatever. Okay, that was enough. ESPN didn't do anything. Then he was implicated in a lawsuit where one of his chicks said that like rape and forcibly doing things against her will, and he denied it right away, and just said that this did not happen. Two consenting adults, we have a freaky relationship, but whatever. And this woman, of course, he's in his 50s, she's like 20 something years old. He decided, or he went on publicly to acknowledge that it's not true. However, ESPN said, you know what, we gonna take some time, do what you got to do to take some time away. Well, that lawsuit was settled recently. Now, of course, when settlements happen, we don't know the terms of the settlement, but it was settled.
Right.
So what happened was the announcement of the him being fired from ESPN, because now since it's been settled a couple weeks ago, ESPN said, you know what, we're just going to part ways with you. That's why he's upset, because he said that they could have held that until Monday after his brother was inducted.
Right.
So like why would you? But what? You don't get to decide or determine when stuff is coming out.
No. And it would have been, it's a great storyline because Shannon Sharp is in the Hall of Fame, and so it will be the first brother pair inducted in the Hall of Fame. And so all of course they're going to keep this headline out because for one, you were a huge face of ESPN, with First Take and all the other things that you're Club Shay Shay, all this other stuff that you're doing. Come on now, you know that was going to overshadow, and you knew they weren't going to be tight-lipped about that one.
Correct. Well, we got these boys. Stop being bad. Again, innocent until proven guilty.
Bad
More to
boys, bad
come.
boys,
But now we shift to the girls,
bad
because
boys,
girls
bad
are
boys.
players too, and we
We
need
sure
to
are.
we need to recognize what the women are doing. Right? Okay. So we gonna start with Serena Williams. Now we know retired, the GOAT of tennis, women's tennis, just done some amazing things in her career. But she's also a businesswoman. And Serena
Mm-hmm.
Williams is now part of the ownership group, that minority ownership group for the Toronto Tempo. So that's the new expansion team for the WNBA coming
We'll get
in
at her.
next
We're
year.
gonna give it at her. We're gonna
We
give it at her.
got to give it up.
Black women, yes, in business and holding it down. And that's, like you said, that team is to be out, starting games and things next year. So that's huge. That is huge.
Okay.
So who else we got? Who else we got? Cause we got some seats at the table. Who else?
Valerie Daniels Carter. Now, for us, her name resonates because she's from the Milwaukee area, but she is uh, a female businesswoman. She had a whole lot of Burger Kings in the area. I mean, that in
Yeah.
itself is like okay. And I mean, I like McDonald's. um I love Burger King. And
BK
so
Lounge. Get you a
right,
good
so
Whopper.
to know a sister has been holding it down in that capacity, But she comes from a very prominent family in Milwaukee. But she is the first single black owner of a major team, and she is part of the ownership with the Milwaukee Bucks.
We're gonna get that up.
I don't know if you did you have her picture? Did you? Because I think I sent that one to you. So okay, if not, that's okay. But like I said, to be able to see a black woman, and when I say single, it's not like she's not married and doesn't have a family. It's that
Right.
it's her as part of the minority owner, not a group. She, singular, a minority
Yeah,
owner of the Milwaukee Bucks.
that's huge. And we rep home team like we were part of the Bucks ownership. So so that's amazing. That is
So
amazing
let's give it
that we
up for
got
Valerie
female
Day
and black
Carter.
females.
Yes, and
Yeah,
we there's that emoji where you got your fist up, and it's that's powerful, okay? Because to be part of a minority ownership, to be part of an ownership team is one thing. To be part
yeah.
of something and you are singular in that, you doing pretty well for yourself. So I
You
give it
you
up.
carrying
Yeah.
your own. Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
Yes.
The last one is we actually now have females coaching in the NFL. Girls are
Whoop.
players
Nah,
too.
I'm gonna get that up. I'm gonna get that up. Bow, 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 bow.
So 10 years
As of last. Oh, go ahead. Because I was gonna
ago,
say as of
I was just
last
gonna
year.
say 10 years ago, the first female that joined an NFL coaching team happened. Her name was Amelia Wilson. And I think that was, kind of when it started, but you don't hear a lot about it right now. But recently, an article came out, and the focus was on Jen Welter. Let me rephrase that. Jen Welter was hired 10 years ago, but the article that recently came out was about Amelia Wilson. And I think what
Yes.
we have to spotlight and highlight is, now are they head coaches? No. A lot of them are on strength and conditioning teams. A lot of them are on the defensive side. But to have a female on the sideline, Becky Hammond was with Greg
It's
Popovich with
powerful.
the NBA. You know,
Yep.
now Brittany, what I'm like wanting to do cartwheels for these women.
I know. And then when you read that article, um, to hear Wilson talk about, seeing her get what was her first name? Jen Welter. I'm
With
trying to
Jen.
remember it. When she was when she was first in, Amelia Wilson is like, I want to do that. And when people talk when they grow up and say I want to grow up to be this and that, like she had her mindset set on that. And it's just like that's amazing because you don't really see, like you said, a lot of women in male dominated sports.
Right.
So for someone to grow up and say that's what I'm going to do, it's like, yo, get your coins, girl.
That's right. That's
And
right.
as of last year, there were 15 women somewhere in the NFL, whether on the sideline and operations, but they're in on a team holding it down for women across the sport of NFL. So what? Let me go coach. I don't care what sport it is. Let me go coach
Okay.
tomorrow.
All right. Because you got to know what you're doing first of all, right? But
Absolutely.
she's an assistant coach with the Buffalo Bills, so it's not like she's with the worst team in the league, And obviously,
Right.
32 NFL teams. any team should is prominent, but she's with the Buffalo Bills on the offensive line. So she is working with Josh Allen.
Yeah.
Like what? What?
Yes.
So
That's
what's that
prominent.
emoji? We got our fist up, girl. Y'all girls are players too. Y'all better recognize we out here doing big things. We are going to wrap
Yes, we
up
are.
this edition of our episode. Shout out to Venus Williams. She did get a mixed doubles draw for the U.S. Open coming up. Waiting to see if she actually get a singles draw, but we just gonna continue to bring you things that we hear, topics that we know you want to know more about. But thank you so much for tuning in.
Have a great rest of y'all week, y'all.